Bernd is actually going to be on a guest tomorrow, but he said something interesting that I saw on another podcast that he said trading psychology is overrated.
Yeah.
Your skill set is more important.
Yeah.
I find a little bit of discrepancy in that because I think part of your skill set is your psychology. But what's your thoughts on trading psychology and how important is that in your trading?
Well, I agree a little bit on Bernd. I spoke a lot with him about this. I agree a bit on it, but it's a bit overrated. But on the other hand, if you really think about it, if you don't have a proper strategy, like your outcomes are going to be very random, right?
Yeah.
So, and also when you make losses, you don't really know why. And also if you make wins, you also don't really know why. So this for sure is going to mess up your psyche.
Yeah.
Right. So then in a sense, then it's like, okay, like trading psychology is very important. But on the other hand, if your strategy is a bit more on point, and when I'm talking about strategies, it's just like whatever you're doing in the market works, right? And you understand why it works. Then I think like trading psychology is not as important anymore, because then it's just a matter of just, whatever you're doing works. So why you need to be messed up on your trading psychology, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's a little bit overrated. I do struggle with certain things. Like if I'm, for example, taking a swing trade where I have just give the trade a little bit more room than I usually do, just because I have some kind of bias where I say, this has to go up, and this is like one of those emotions. I think you always have this. It's just you have to deal with it. But I think mostly I agree with Bernd. Like it's mostly just skill.
Yeah, because I guess from a top-down view, everything boils down to the system and strategy that you're using. That would be, I guess you consider that the skill set is the strategy you're using.
Yeah.
Or is the skill set your discipline to implement the strategy?
Also.
But that also is your psychology.
Yeah.
Because I think it all boils down to clicking buy and sell when your system tells you to do it. Yeah. And the emotional and psychological side is, can you, in the heat of the moment, click buy and sell in that kind of emotional roller coaster that you're going through when your system says, hey, you should take profit here. Then you're like, but it's looking pretty good. This is looking good. If it could go up here and I just don't take profit here, I could make way more money. Or this is going down lower than expected. Maybe I should move my stop a little bit because I'm about to get stopped out. That's all psychology. That's all discipline.
Yeah. And the last one, I would say, like in day trades, I would not really necessarily do that, because it's just, do that a couple times in a row and you're just fucked. With swing trading, I would say like, okay, I may have some times where I just give stuff a little bit more room than I would originally planned.
Yeah.
So then, of course, there is maybe some psychology aspect into it, like it's just like a bias or whatever. But other than that, I think those basic emotions, like, okay, I could have made more, or I can make more, or like let it give it a little bit more room. I think this will be always there. It's never going to go away.
Yeah.
So in that sense, yes, trading psychology to keep that itch or whatever it is under control. Is an important one. But all the other ones I think is overrated. But also when you're a beginner, you didn't have any proof for yourself. So you only see the proof outside. You see like you making money, you see me making money, but you never really actually made money yourself. So there's like also some confidence which is lacking, I think. Which then also influence your psyche. And making bad
It's almost like a lot of people find it motivating when other people make money. Sometimes I find it annoying. Because if I see like them posting some big trade, I'm like, this motherfucker. Like, now I need to go make a big win. Something like that. So it's like, it kind of fucks with my emotions.